I'm going to set the over-under at 0.5. That's the number of people that noticed there wasn't a show last week, and I'm going to take the under on that one.
Well, that's not my fault.
Yeah.
Wait, I have to yell. I'm not Mike today. Keep it up. It's sitting there.
Welcome to this week's edition of the Chris and Jeff Show. I'm Jeff Zidek. Chris Gooden's behind the camera. And you may not have noticed, but there wasn't an episode last week, so let me give a quick explanation of that. So last Friday morning, it's about 10:30 or so, and I get a phone call from Chris Gooden, and he said, "So we shooting this around 11 o'clock today?" I said, "Yeah, we're not shooting anything today." He said, "Why?" And I said, "Well, I'm currently curled up on the floor in the fetal position in the announcer's booth with a kidney stone." And he said, "Okay, so I'll be up at 11. No, not doing it. But yeah, so.
Could have had great low angle video.
No, it was a fun day.
Oh, ow, my stones.
But what I thought, while I was laying on the floor in the fetal position, I'm looking around me at my surroundings, and I'm thinking, there's some stuff up here that people have never seen before, and so I thought we'd take a bit of a tour of the roof area.
Make a mistake?
Shh, shut up. You're not mic'd up. Nobody wants to hear you anyway.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I got to yell in here to be able to be mic'd up.
Anyway, I thought we'd take a little bit of a tour of what there is up on the roof, because it's a little bit of a side of racing that people don't usually see. So let's get ready for a behind-the-scenes tour of our Meadows roof area. This is the view that everybody sees when we start the show. Sitting at the table, I've got my microphone on my earpiece. We've got our lovely new backdrop over here. Over on this wall is where a lot of the connections are. This is all of your connections for the cameras. These are my TV light switches.
Thanks for throwing off the
That's my job, is just to make your day worse, Chris. And over here is the camera that I look into, and this is where I look up to check the odds and the changes and see what's actually going on. Over here on this wall, which you saw earlier, this is kind of the library. We've got programs dating back to our first racing program ever. First race time was 2:08 1/5. Right next to the room where we start the show for the first 15 minutes of the day is the room where I sit and do the show the rest of the day. We've got our black curtain backdrop for when I go on camera, and I've just got my computer and my monitors and my racing program. Right next door to the announcer's booth is the judges stand. We have 3 judges that work up in this booth daily. 2 of them will sit at the windows, and 1 of them will sit back here kind of in the control center. And if you come around to this angle, you'll see what our presiding judge has to look at during the day. They've got 3 monitors showing 3 different camera shots, and a special contraption here where they can work with the video and back things up, move things forward, go slow motion, and they can get multiple views whenever there's an inquiry during a race. So we've got 3 judges. They go with usually a majority decision, but a lot of times they're in agreement when they make a decision. This wonderful modern device here, I think it runs on DOS or hamsters. This device is used during the race.
Flame.
Yes, yeah, exactly, yes. So this device is used during the race, and the person that works this area punches in numbers that then appear on the screen as the top 4 horses in the race. And as that changes, they change those numbers. That's what appears on your screen during the race. But this is a wonderful piece of equipment that has survived longer than me, I think. Also in this room is where our charter sits. So the charter will actually chart the races next door in what we call the press box. But then the charter comes over here and has to punch in all the information. Every bit of information you see in the racing program, the post position, where the horse was at the quarter, the half, the 3/4, top of the stretch, all of that information gets entered into the U.S. Trotting Association's computers in this room, and it has to be done between races. You can't let it all back up to do at the end of the day, so it's a very quick process to get all that information transferred into the computer and have that race closed out and be done before the next race begins. So that's another reason why you have to have a certain amount of time between races. For the horsemen, there has to be a certain amount of time so that they can get warmed up for later races. But for the employees working on this end, there has to be a little bit of time in between to get all that information processed and through the computer system. Behind this door is a private area. This is the executive lounge and washroom. We're going to avoid that tour right now. There's a second level to the press box. Fortunately for some of us, it has these nice rails to go up the steps, because our television crew at the Meadows, we've all been here together for more than 30 years. So we started out, we were a little bit younger than we are now, so we're happy to have this safety system. This room contains one of 2 cameras that we use during the broadcasts of the races. This one would be considered the main pan camera that we call it. This is the main camera that you see the shot from during a race. So we have 2 camera operators up here, one in this room and one 2 doors down, operating these new HD cameras that we picked up about a year and a half ago when we switched our entire broadcast to HD. What you see are 2 cameras. These are the photo finish cameras. The bottom one is the main photo finish camera, but the second one is the wide angle. When you occasionally have horses out in what we call the Rawlings lane, 7 or 8 wide down the stretch, where they're trying to take out our photographer Chris Gooden. That's why he doesn't stand on the track anymore.
That's right.
But you see the two photo finish cameras, and again, the secondary one is for horses that end up very much on the outside. Now, if you can go angle your shot downward, you see the timing system. And so the timing system, the person that operates this for American Teletimer is in charge of arming the different electric eyes at various points around the track. And so you can't arm the 3/4 pole before they get to the, get past the 8th pole at the beginning of the race, because it's the same, the same eye that they're going to go through at least one time before that. And so that's all taken care of on this panel. And so they've got to pay attention. They've got to hit certain things to arm and everything at the right time. Another thing that they're in charge of over here is setting when the post time will be, if we can get a shot of that. And so they will set the post time. And there's actually 2 settings. There's settings for various things around the track and also on the tote board itself. This one hasn't been used in a while, but actually we've started using it here in the last couple of weeks. This is where we can change to where we're going to do a 5/8 mile dash, a 1 mile race, or a 1.25 mile race. This is the item.
That's my favorite thing. You know why, right?
Because you want to get that shot at the gate.
but
But this is the thing that you hate the most. This is when somebody leaves the photo finish lights on.
No, they leave them off.
And they mess up your
shots are
shot.
great.
Yeah, so that's
I need that switch.
you
down
need that
there
switch
on the
down there
pole.
with you. And everything else then for the system is run through a computer. And so they are able to advance the photo. I call it a photo, but it's all digital, of course. And send that down to the TV room, send that down to the judges. And over here, we have a croissant. I don't know why somebody has a croissant here, but might have to grab that later. Hope you enjoyed this tour of the roof area at the Meadows. Would love to take some more time and show you a little more about the place, but I got to go handicap and get ready for today's card.
All right, guys, that'll do it for episode 9 this week of the Chris and Jeff Show. I hope you enjoyed your behind-the-scenes tour of our upstairs area at Hollywood Casino at the Meadows. Jeff's office, judge's room, camera that films racing, photo finish camera that I need lights from. But as always, guys, like and subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate everybody watching. Stay tuned. We'll be bringing more to you next week, including a little behind-the-scenes video of Jeff's recent escapade. Thanks again, guys.
Blocking the men's time.
No, that's good. Then I walk away from it.
Go ahead.
Okay, you ready?
Yep. You're good. Just push your stomach out.